Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Stormgrounds Invitational powered by Hitbox. I am once again Tetra. I am joined by the Ford Court Jester, and we are into our second semi-finals draft. It's going to be between Team Roccat and Natus Vincere.
Yeah, so Team Liquid did take their series 2-0 over top of their opponent's Team Alternate Fancy, which will lead us now into Cursed Hollow here for the game number one of this next best of three. Already off to a little bit of a different start. Team Roccat saying no Jaina, please, even though they're the first pick.
Yeah, well, it's been getting really high priority pretty much every game, so they're just like, well, we don't want it. You can't have it either. So screw that. And Navi responding with this very standard Zeratul ban.
Yeah, not too much of a surprise there, but now that Jane is out, could this lead us into a first pick Kael'thas, first pick Sylvanas? It is Cursed Hollow, it's a big map.
I like those ideas. I do like those ideas. If I had to guess, Kael'thas first? Sylvanas seems a bit risky to pick on her own, because then you get Kael'thas and then whoever you want in terms of warriors, whereas Kael'thas you can... Oh, Johanna first! Okay, alright, fine. But that does mean Navi can just take Kael'thas and Sylvanas if they want?
Oh, is Team Roccat with the early Johanna, are they looking to solidify an Azmodan by the time we get to bans?
Well, out of the teams in this tournament, I would have said Navi's the most likely one to go for that particular style, because they've done it. It's the one I've seen them do most. They're the ones who've done it most out of everyone.
Then perhaps Roccat is taking Johanna to try to deny that even possibility for Natus Vincere, and just like Team Liquid, we're not even going to see an Azmodan.
It's such a big map, though. I don't know why they'd be focusing that kind of strategy at all. You can't stack off two lanes, so it's going to take so much longer.
Of course you can. You just sit between them.
Yeah, but it's still going to take ages. You still have to run back and forth, and you're in a really risky position.
It's not always about trying to get to the max damage as fast as you can. It's about putting up the pressure in two separate lanes from a very safe position.
So what you're saying is, it's not how fast you can get there. It's about what you do on the way.
Stop and smell the roses, or the Orbs of Annihilations in this case. So Natus Vincere, I mean, like, with the Johanna out, if this was something that they wanted to run, you know, they could still run the Azmodan. I just wouldn't expect to see them now that Johanna and Jaina are both removed out of this. So once more, we do see a big emphasis here on tanks in the early rounds. Mirrodin and Uther.
Really? No assassins or specialists?
It's a very neutral kind of early start. Natus Vincere, remember, they're going to get a double pick phase after this next set of bans. So whatever assassins are left over, at least they have their core. They could go into melee, they could go into range, they could go for double specialists, they could still double tank it. There's a lot to do with a neutral opening like that.
Very true. Very true indeed. But this is just the first time I've not seen a assassin or a specialist not first time I've seen them not get picked up in the first three picks. It's very interesting.
With the double ban system, being second set of picks kind of really does alter your priorities. Because a lot of the time we do now see, you know, tanks and supports, or tanks or supports with a DPS in those early rounds. You really need to solidify one of those roles early. And Roccat, taking Johanna, denies the Johanna Azmodan comp. And now Natus Vincere with their neutral opening again. Like, Roccat, they got to think, all right, what could possibly be in store? They want to be safe. Taking a Sylvanas or a Kael'thas in this round would probably be ideal.
Yeah, I would agree. I think Kael'thas is definitely one I'd prioritize more on this map, just due to the long range harass. If you get to late game with Kael'thas on this map, then you're just in so much trouble. He just scouts out every bush with Flame Strike Ignite and just wrecks everyone. But
the range aspect of that mage is really ridiculous.
Yep, and there he is.
And they're going to take the Tyrande as well.
Yeah, very deny-heavy comp right now. Shield Glare, Flame Strike, Owl, and Lunar Flare. All pretty good at this.
Alright, so the Tyrande as a deny. If Natus Vincere was thinking of a melee, Tyrande is a really good early game roamer, late game control kind of character to go with those melees. So we've banned out the Jaina, we picked up the Johanna and the Tyrande. Team Roccat seems very much in trying to deny every single type of combo strategy available to Natus Vincere.
Very much looks like it. Navi gonna ban out the Rhaegar away from Team Roccat, limiting their options to basically Malfurion. Which is quite a bad limit.
Brightwing. No,
Yeah, quite a bit.
we've seen
Quite a bit
Brightwing.
of Brightwing, but Malfurion is way up there in terms of the priority, especially if you team Liquid in terms of either pick or ban. But there's also potential that if Roccat don't ban it out, Na'Vi double support has popped its head in quite a lot. There's the Butcher. Yeah,
They were afraid. I mean, they took the Tyrande. That's a big indication these days of trying to limit your melee options. And Zeratul out, the Butcher out. The only thing left here, if it was to be a melee, was is Kerrigan or Illidan.
well, Sonya, we've seen it. We saw it yesterday.
Or Sonya. Yeah.
Yeah.
On a big map like this, you can get a lot of value out of Sonya. I mean, she can go Merking, just like an Illidan, almost at the 2-minute mark. She can easily hold down a lane against another melee opponent or somebody that doesn't really spam out a lot, like a Tyrande. And in team fights, I mean, we saw yesterday the Wrath of the Berserker didn't quite work for Fnatic, but also last night in NA, in the ESL Majors, we saw Kappa Wolves with the Leap Sonya as well. So that is something I'm going to have to keep in mind now these days. Thank you so much. Tournaments this week.
Yay, the return of Sonya. And Blizzard are just sitting there smug, just like, yeah, we know. We knew Sonya was going to get played in this role. That's why we haven't buffed her for the last couple patches. We're waiting for you guys to figure it out.
That Blizzard foresight. Sylvanas coming to the table here, Tetch, and Kael'thas, Sylvanas was definitely the two big pickups now that Jaina was out. In terms of another... Now, would this be another damage? Would this be another tank? Will this be the flex of Tassadar? That's really going to be determining what the last pick for Natus Vincere will be.
I still do not see a huge issue with them actually going for a Malfurion here and going double support and going for a more sustain assassin.
You're going to need
maybe not a melee.
A Sonya or an Illidan after that.
Yeah, they could go for the melee and just keep them 100% alive in that sense. And they could also go for a more sustained ranged one and just use those as double healers to keep Muradin from never going down in their front line and just let Sylvanas and whoever else in their back line just get all the damage off. Like, say, an auto-attack Vala. Just let her do the work while she's never killed.
If it is going to be the melee. I was going to say, if it is going to be a melee or a double support here, almost certainly Roccat is going to go for Zagara.
Yeah, I would say Zagara and Zagara and Malfurion is pretty much ideal for them at this point.
The control of the Maw in team fights, it can really reset a lot of the aggression that can come out of Na'Vi. So with that Uther and the Illidan, it could be a last pick Tassadar to go with this because, as you said, Malfurion likely to come out right here. Could be a last pick Brightwing and a little bit more of an offensive build as well.
Quite possibly.
On this map is ridiculous.
Peekaboo's great. You can take the reduced cooldown on your teleport with the every time face shield hits someone on Brightwing and just continuously teleport onto Illidan, just continuously give him face shield.
Yep.
So that could be quite fun. With Blink Heal, just keep her really mobile. It's pretty decent.
Your double support that you're looking at, you can get a little bit more offense out of that Brightwing as well.
There's the
so Tassadar support, Vala, like any of that would go well here, but it does lean more towards a support role for that last pick for Natus Vincere.
Yeah, I would say so, or just the extra range damage. I agree, support's a bit more likely, maybe just to keep Illidan alive.
Yep.
And Roccat, I agree, Zagara is probably the priority pick here. Well, especially as you can combo Zagara with Flame Strike. What, for Roccat?
If it's not Zagara, it's
Vala. Oh, okay.
Like, you need the dual. You're going to need the Q build to kind of catch out Illidan as often as you can.
Yeah, you can either go Q build Vala or double Hunter Killer Zagara and just drop both those Hunter Killers on Illidan and watch him squirm.
10 seconds. They got to think of it, and they got to decide.
Timing down. Need to make that last choice.
Feels like New Year's.
And Falstad.
Not sure that's going to be the best choice.
I'm not sure about that either. You're missing out on a huge amount of utility in the and fight control in the form of Zagara. You're missing out on a lot of... Survivability's fine. I actually prefer this a bit more than Valor, I would say. Because you can still use your Vault to get away kind of thing. And if you really want to, you can go Vamp Assault. And there's not actually a huge amount of burst damage from Na'Vi, which could maybe wipe out a Falstad's Gathering Power. He can just vault back into his team, get Malf and Tyrande heals, and probably stay alive, as long as Muradin and Illidan don't give chase too hard. And if they do, then there's a Flame Strike Kael'thas waiting for them.
3, 2, 1.
A Nubarak, double warrior.
Double Warrior Illidan. The
Interesting.
Falstead pick is not going to get a ton of value out of this.
Yeah,
but what is likely to happen is Roccat, they saw the Illidan, and they saw that, you can't, just like what you would see with early game Tychuses back in the day, you can't actually avoid a lot of ability damage on Illidan. So we would go into the Lightning Strikes and just keep it on Illidan every time he dives in. Probably going to see a secret weapon, giant killer kind of combo for Falstead, just for that extra little bit of burst. You could even go for the I don't remember what level 16 is off the top of my head, but the stun hammer. So you throw out
hammer time.
Hammer time, yeah. So you throw out the stun on an auto attack there for Falstead. You got the lightning now ticking away, just trying to shred down the Illidan as quick as you can. The other thing, however, is, between the Falstead and Kael'thas, Illidan by himself can already get a version of Spell Shield.
Yes, 6th Sense on level 13.
Yep, and Uther's going to have Divine Shield and Cleanse. And
I would just quickly like to point out, every single person on Na'vi except for Illidan who has 6th Sense can take Spell Shield.
Mm-hmm.
So they could go for the 5 Spell Shield comp here against the only 2 damage dealers in the form of Falstead and Kael'thas. Falstead has to go hybrid here if he wants any hope of doing damage.
It's a pretty interesting comp coming out from both sides. A lot of kind of setup and prediction, a lot of mind games. The Butcher was banned out, so that we see Illidan. It's not going to be that Kerrigan, but it's not a double support Illidan either. It's a triple dive comp from Natus and Vincere. The Dwarf Toss, the big body blocks coming in with the Nubarak, and Illidan with that Metamorphosis.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. There is also the potential of maybe not going for the Metamorphosis Illidan. Maybe split push hunt Illidan so they can go stun into stun into stun into stun.
Well, in terms of the comps, I think I like where Natus Vincere is going. I think Na'Vi has a little bit of an edge because Cursed Hollow, we have a lot of congregations, boss pits that attribute themselves, and then that's a lot of opportunity for big dives. So I kind of like where their head's at. The big factor is, how effective will Falstead be in this?
Yeah, I'm worried about Na'Vi's composition for one factor, and that is they do not have that much damage. Illidan is always nice for damage, but the whole point of Illidan is he stays alive to deal his damage all the time, which is fine. The other main damage dealer is Sylvanas, who's not the highest damage of assassins. She is a specialist who fills into that assassin role, whereas Roccat have 2 dedicated assassins and then a vulnerable on top of it.
As I said, I like it a little better. I'm not saying it's perfect, but I do like it. That's the only thing I'm worried about.
I'm wondering how once we get to level 13s with those spell shields, I'm wondering how Roccat are going to really kill anyone unless Falstead goes full auto attack. But it's going to be interesting.
Well, we're going to be loading in as quick as we can here, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 1, Cursed Hollow.
Yeah, we're still in the pre-game lobby. We're waiting for players to join from Team Roccat.
Sounds right.
Yep, and then we can get underway as soon as well. Who are we missing? It is Haswabs. That doesn't actually surprise me.
As I said, sounds right. But it is only game number 1. So what we can do is right now, as we are waiting for these games to load in, there is a giveaway going on, and this is a big chance for you guys to go home with some swag from one of our sponsors, SteelSeries. There's 3 ways to enter. You can get yourself a raw mouse or one of the new QCKs. Got to make sure that I say that one right. And there's 3 ways to enter. So far, you're watching on Hitbox. You can hit the follow button. Your name will be put into a big draw that happens daily between now and Monday. You can go home with one of those 2 prizes. And another one is, do you like Facebook? All right. Go over to facebook.com/SteelSeries and say, I love #Stormgrounds. And you'll be put into a draw there as well. And of course, the last way to do it is the Twitter sphere itself. Just use the #Stormgrounds in your tweets. We'll be picking some of those random winners today, tomorrow, Sunday, and Monday. Thanks so much to the sponsors of the SteelSeries for making that happen.
Yeah, it's very, very cool. Some very nice gear.
Oh, there's the mouse. Right, it's the Heroes of the Storm mouse as well.
Ooh.
Looks pretty
Heroes of the Storm headset too, both themed.
Is that what the QCK actually means?
Well, it said Heroes of the Storm on the piece of paper I had. 1 sec.
All right, great. It's a headset. Lovely.
Yes, it is.
So not only can you be rocking out in swag with the headset, but you can have a Heroes of the Storm mouse. Just like, who wouldn't want one of those?
Indeed. So, we are still waiting for everyone to be in the lobby.
Esports, man.
Yep. Meh. But having a look back at these drafts, oh, there we go. Hasu is finally in the lobby now. I do still see the potential of the Illidan hunt. I think the Metamorphosis is more likely because the whole point is keeping him alive, and currently the only healer for Illidan is the Uther. But there are a couple of warriors here to draw his fire, so there is potential for that.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's potential, but will it happen? Like a lot of, we can theorycraft about the drafts all day. It really comes down to how these heroes are going to be played, who's playing these heroes, what kind of talent builds, what kind of rotations are we going to see. You can't win based off draft usually at a level like this.
Yeah, very true. We cannot make these predictions at all. We are in the hero select. Players are just picking up their heroes, and then we will get this game underway. And I would like to point that this is one of the most CC heavy games we have had so far. Every single hero in this game, except for Illidan, has some form of potential crowd control. I wonder where Illidan can take stun if he has the hunt. So yeah, everyone has the potential of some kind of crowd control if they want to take it. Which could be fun.
You know, one of the talents, now that we've seen, so many stun lock and CC combos coming out, one of the talents that you just don't see anymore is Relentless.
This is true. Like, considering how much crowd control we're seeing these days, Relentless doesn't really poke its head in that often.
People are too afraid of the mages.
Yeah, I think Muradin can take Relentless out of these guys. I don't think Nubrak can.
No, can't.
And Johanna definitely can't. But Countdown has finally begun. We are getting into game number 1 of this best of 3 series between Team Na'Vi and Team Roccat. Winner will go on to play against Team Liquid in the finals.
And yeah, so game number 1, it could go either way. Cursed Hollow is a very popular map in the Stormgrounds this weekend, isn't it, Tetcher?
It's been a popular map since the alpha was released. People absolutely love it, but let us introduce the players. Ladies and gentlemen, spawning on the left-hand side, it is the blue team of Na'Vi, and currently being back to base on the Anubarak, it is Schwimpy playing the Muradin, it is Breeze playing the Sylvanas, it is Ethernal playing the Ufa, it is going to be Splendor, and in the bot lane, playing the Illidan, it is JPL. And on the right-hand side, it is the red team of Team Roccat. And starting the mid lane, playing the Johanna, it is Soke. Playing the Falstad, it is going to be Haswabs. Currently at the Watchtower, just making their way towards the bottom lane, it is Shadowmare playing the Tyrande, Sport Billy playing the Malfurion, and Chris playing the Kael'thas.
Looks like they're going to try to use the Falstead Fly in order to get back to the top lane as quick as they can. It's a 3-2 split right now for Roccat. So, going back and forth a little bit, looking at some of the talents. Already you can see there's going to be that scouting drone out and about. But the big thing for me is what will Falstead be doing? He's already taken Power Throw.
Yeah, Power Throw is pretty standard in pretty much every single build. The other option is the Caesar Marksman, I'm assuming you're alluding to. But if you want to go full auto. Okay.
No, I was expecting to see updraft.
Okay, don't really see that very often over here.
Dive comp. Falstead is going to need to be mobile. You're going to need that 30% range.
But there is also the point of Falstead being able to stay at much further range and still having that extra, still having his dive to disengage from them when they do engage with him the first time. But I do agree that does make quite a bit of sense. But Power Throw just works better with both his mage and hybrid and full auto attack builds, as you keep the hammer out for long enough for it to affect secret weapon pretty significantly.
Well, we'll have to see, of course, exactly how much aggression will be coming out from the teams. But we have now set it into the lanes. A little bit of a tank skirmish. It's not really going to amount to much. But The Illidan comp into the top against the Volstad, he's going to keep that bird busy. Tell you that.
Hasselhoff's, though, winning that fight pretty significantly there, just pushing Shrimpy back onto half health. JPL leaving Shrimpy there while he's on half health to go grab the watchtower. And now roaming down to the mid lane. Looks like he's heading all the way down to bot, just due to the amount of pressure that's being dealt onto that bot lane by the Tyrande, Kael'thas, and Malfurion.
He should be looking for a level 4 Merc at 2 minutes.
Yeah, well, Mercs are up, and there he is. He is, in fact, going for that Bruiser camp.
Right.
Just starting that
That's
up
what
straight
you do
away.
with Illidan. As soon as you get,
this is true.
As soon as you get Immolate at level 4, it's just easy peasy. He is kind of doing it a little bit early here. Yeah, he's going to have to get some help from Splendor, but they're still going to be able to get those Bruisers, and those Bruisers will be marching down mid for this first tribute, which will be putting up more pressure.
The raid coming in from Roccat. They know exactly where JPL is and what he's doing. JPL jumping in here, gets stun locked super hard, gets healed by Uther though, and they take down Kael'thas straight away. Sport Billy gets himself in between the Rock and a half place. He gets body blocked by Muradin and Uther, and they're not done. Infernal giving chase onto Shadowmare. He dodges the stun. The tribute has just spawned, and here they come round the corner. Shadowmare is effed. And down he goes. JPL almost dies because Splendor waited with his stun. But that is 3 kills right at the start of the game for nothing, and a tribute going over to Na'Vi.
Roccat kind of filing into that small little area lent big value to the big AoE damage that was available to Natus and Vincere. I mean, Illidan just basically swept right through everybody. The Holy Lights hit everybody. The Muradin and the Claps hit everybody. I'm a little surprised that Roccat didn't actually throw Hasselhoffs into that. Like, everybody else was there.
Yeah, everyone was there and ready to fight. And speaking of Hasselhoffs, him and Chris showing some serious balls. Oh, there's a pause as Hasselhoffs did just DC, but they're showing some
gathering power. Huh?
Yep, considering that they just got picked off and the amount of CC, the dive composition, any time one of them could get picked off via stunlock if they're ever caught out, and they're still risking the double gathering power. They're just hoping to stay at range and can just continuously harass. And Hasselhoffs apparently has left the game, but got lag. I didn't get the message of him rejoining, but he is back in the game. We're just waiting for him to finish reconnecting and make sure everything is hunky-dory.
So Malfurion is going for the range increases. Zaloon Grace move to level 4 has really increased the popularity of that talent. Level 7, very likely to be the cleanse. We do actually have a few stuns to deal with, with this comp. But between the Muradin, between that Uther, the Silence Arrow, the Anubarak, cleanse at level 7 is going to be a big one there for the Malfurion. We do have the Protective Shield from Tyrande at level 4, so a little bit more protectiveness going in there. Level 7 likely to be the Blaze, and already, as you said, the 3 kills going in, now picking up the Gathering Powers. What else would you really get, though, on Volstad at level 4?
I can't really think of Foster Sands, but they paused the game, so I can tab out and quickly go to Hero's Fire.
Vampiric Assault is like really the only other thing.
That's
you can go for a barrel roll build, but nobody ever does.
True. Where's Falstad? There he is. Okay, so Falstad, level 4 talents, charged up the extra 2 strikes on Lightning Shot, Flow Rider, lowering the cooldown by 40% on Barrel Roll, or Vampiric Assault. Those are the options.
Yep. Those are
but I would assume he's going for a hybrid build, so I would have said Vampiric Assault maybe, but I guess you never
see high MMR games go Vampiric Assault. That's just not a talent you go.
It's been played in a pro tournament over here.
How many metas ago?
This meta, this patch.
What tournament?
It was in one of the ESLs.
The Go for Heroes?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a real tournament.
Wow.
Any
Straight
team
in there.
can
Shots
enter
fired.
that. That's not high MMR.
Shots fired. Shots fired indeed.
You need to tell me what team ran it then.
I will look it up. I will look it up after this.
Because I might amend
quite
my
a bit of
statement
harass. Soccer was able to grab at the Bruiser Camp pretty much on his own with a tiny bit of help, but it'll grab it. You were correct that it is going to be the cleanse for the Uther, and we're about to hit level 7 for Roccat as well, more than likely to pick cleanse 2. Second tribute of the game spawns on the top lane, just on the left-hand side there, so in Na'Vi's favour, or at least on their side of the map. JPL and Breeze, little scuffle there, but easily able to escape.
So the pressure that those bruisers did mid was just absolutely immense. I mean, that tower is out of ammo. They already lost a tower there as well, and it delayed people up to this next tribute just a tad. The bigger thing is the level advantage going forward.
Oh wow, we just saw the Johanna Roccat attempt to go in and use Condemn to stop that tribute being taken. The Condemn just skimmed, and Illidan just continued to take the tribute because it didn't catch him, and then they just immediately turned around and killed Roccat.
4-0, man. 4-0. It is not working so far for this early game Roccat. They do got their own bruisers, but again, like, Illidan is going to come in there. That's going to be the Thunder Strike with the zone, and it just gets cleaned up. Barely a scratch on those towers. Yeah,
not going too well at all. Mule taken by Tyrande here. Just going to keep dealing with that as much as possible. Boss being taken by Na'Vi. Just going to start on that. Just 2 members needed. Just Illidan with evasion and Ufa with the heals.
So is that actually a secret weapon on Falstad?
That is secret weapon.
Alright, so thank goodness it's not Boomerang. It's not the Pyramid Show. That just wouldn't work against this to any means. The 2-man boss, as you said, like, there's an owl going for it. They know what's up.
Yes, Billy and Chris roll in here.
This is going to get stuck.
Actually, the boss stays leashed for a bit, gets a bit of health back due to the fact that... Oh, it is the Hunt! Hunt immediately goes in onto Kael'thas. He gets cleansed, and he is backing up. But Illidan continuing to get chased. He got cleansed as well after being rooted, but he will continue to chase in here onto Roccat. Eternal has been forced to back up. Illidan chases onto the Johanna here, trying to pick her up as much as possible. She's running out of health. Stun from Breeze does not land, but it's Illidan. He does not use mana. Heal comes out from a Fury, and shield comes out from the Tyrande. Down goes Falstad somewhere. I didn't even see where that was. But that is a 2 for 0, sorry, in favor of Na'Vi. They did not get the tribute. That did go over to Roccat.
So, the Hunt, huh?
I did call it. The stun lock team, they even have a web blast. How much CC do you want? Because they have all of it.
So the Hunt, huh? Alright. Alright.
I love the reaction. They've run it before. They've absolutely run it before. They did run it with First of Blood though, as opposed to the First Aid, but it's you still get your cooldowns back pretty efficiently. So it's hopefully going to work out for them. The only way they could have more CC here is if they took Divine Storm.
Well, we're gonna have to put a lot of faith in the Stunlock combo with that Web Blast, because the Divine Shield is almost always going to be down on top of Illidan at this point, because he doesn't have that meta safety net. Can he get the work done with just that limited amount of heals with a Hunt?
Let's find out. Going very aggressive at this point, gets a Living Bomb on him, is able to dodge the Gravity Lapse. Web Blast goes down onto someone. I'm not sure who that is in there, but Sylvanas has been called out. There's a Pyroblast being used to counter the Illidan. He just tanks it up though. There's the Hunt being used up to Johanna here. Johanna gets cleansed, and there's a Tranquility that will keep her alive.
Red team is going to be cursed out of it though.
That's a Mighty Gust.
That is a Mighty Gust. I saw that too. I don't know. I'm just want to throw my hands in the air and the computer out the window at this point. But there is something to be said for Mighty Gust on this map, because what you can do is fly above a boss and then Mighty Gust everyone off of the point, and then you can barrel roll in to grab it.
Yeah, I love that.
Will this be the level 20 wind tunnel though?
Maybe. Like, they have an incredible disengage comp, which I actually think is a really good counter against the incredibly dive-heavy and damage-heavy comp of Na'Vi. It could really work out for them. We'll have to see, like, they've got so much CC in the form of Starfall and the Blessed Shield, and then Mighty Gust for the absolute disengage.
We said, you know, Zagara for the control. Mighty Gust sort of does the same. It's a big disengage comp. Right, so they're going to use it for the disengage. They're going to use it to try to push people into favorable positions. The reason I still prefer a Zagara in this is because you can actually focus and capitalize on the Maw. With the push, it's just pure disengage.
Yeah, very much so. We're seeing Johanna take a bit of damage there. She will be able to get out, but the Fort will not be so lucky. That will get completely wiped out by Na'Vi there. There's an easy camp pushing the top lane. There's a bit of a fight in the bottom lane between Falstad and Illidan, but Falstad actually just uses his fly to leave. Just like, yeah, I don't want to fight you, and just flies away.
Yeah, that's what Falstad can do. I mean, he's not going for any kind of big duel build that I can tell for the Illidan. And again, there's no stuns available to Illidan. He could have actually hunted and stopped the fly, but as far as I can tell, the hunt's not up.
I cannot tell that either. My overlay's broken, so I can't see the cooldowns on the side.
Shift-H. Or
Control-Alt-H.
Control-Alt-H.
Control-Alt-H. That did not work.
Control Shift H.
Control Shift H. That did not work. Huh. Well, I guess my thing's broken. No, well.
Try them again.
Control Alt H. Control Shift H. Nope.
Really? Okay.
Yep. Oh well. Doesn't matter. Either way, I can work it out. I'm sure. So okay, venturing out of his base there, looking to try and grab someone in his condemn, but not able to grab anyone. Na'Vi just sieging this up for now while Illidan steals that bruiser camp. Falstad is clearing the top lane at the moment, so he's not with his team, but he will not take him long to fly down there.
So I'm trying to look up the hotkey for you.
Thank you very much. Muradin does get stun locked a bit there. Root coming down from Aphelion does not land anywhere. Actually, no, it catches a Nubarak. I'm not able to get anything out of it. There is no Ignite yet. So Kael'thas is not in the situation where he's the absolute counter-sieger and anti-siege breaker.
It's Control Shift T.
Control Shift what, sorry?
T.
T.
Control Shift T twice.
There we go. Cheers. Alright, I wonder when I cancelled that. So, well, that works now.
As long as the Ops does it too. Brilliant. There you go.
Yeah, it's
pretty
awesome.
Natus Vincere, for the few moments I was looking away, has extended up to the sweet spot. 16 to 13. They do have that triple spell shield ready to go, and now double blood for blood and vulnerability dagger.
I really like this
scary.
blood for blood on Illidan, considering he's not running his Metamorphosis build. The other option would be Stone Skin for him, but blood for blood basically gives 20% of the health that he steals. Or 20%, does 10% damage and then gives him 20% of the enemy health.
Yep. Yeah, but it also no longer slows. I mean, that we've seen a little bit of a preference to not take blood for blood, but it's still kind of the only option for some.
It's just an instant health potion for Illidan at this point, which is great considering the type of build he's doing. And look at him. He's running off to the other side of the map because, well, the fight is pretty much over. He does not need to be here. And when he's needed, he can just hunt back in. He can just split and do whatever he wants. And this is the Illidan build that Na'Vi have been running for quite a while.
So, paging Dr. Trixler. That's all I can say on this one. Where's Trixler when finally the hunt is being shown on camera?
You were apparently not prepared for this, so yeah, it's gonna. Trixler, he's gonna give you the hate of 1,000 years. The fact that he missed this. Oh, there is the hunt being used on the boss, so Illidan could join his team. So it will be on cooldown for a bit, but they're able to help his team grab that boss straight away. In the meantime, Roccat, they snuck down to the bot lane, and they are stealing Na'Vi's boss.
Yeah, and they also just flew down with that.
Oh, Na'Vi are running down. Na'Vi ignoring the tribute. They're going to be far too late to prevent this boss, but they may be able to get a kill or two. Yeah, Roccat far too quick to pick that up. Here come Na'Vi, though. They want to try and catch someone instead. Oh no, they found Sokka. Shadowbear was able to be out Sokka. There's the Mighty Gust to try and disengage him, but Eternal is still on Sokka. JPL comes back in, and Sokka does go down, but that's only one person dead, but there is still a boss pushing their top lane now.
Yeah, boss is going undefended. We got a kill here, and it does look like we're not even too worried about the bottom boss pushing against Na'Vi. They have a fort there to soak it. It's not even going to get to any damage on the keep. They're actually going to be pushing in with these defenders split. This could actually be a bottom lane keep for Na'Vi.
Yeah, down it goes. Bottom lane keep instantly taken there, and now they're moving on to the mid lane with that Sylvanas Black Arrow, keeping it locked down. They are going to back up here, though, due to the fact that the boss is now dead. So this push is over due to the fact that the entirety of Roccat are on their way.
You remember that there's a tribute up?
Yep, Hasuobs just flew up and is stealing it right now.
Right
under Na'Vi's noses. And that brings Roccat up to 2 tributes. They're 1 away from a curse, and they just hit the level 16. So Ignite is now available for the next tribute fight.
So here's a bit of a thought. Whenever you capture a tribute, you are going to be in vision, and we have the hunt.
Yeah, that's one of the ideas.
If Falstad ever looks for a like a backdoor tribute, you can easily just hunt him.
It depends where it is, because the hunt does have a wind-up time. So you could be in the situation where you grab the tribute and then suddenly there's an Illidan on you rather than it cancelling. And then suddenly Illidan's on his own.
6-second tribute channel.
That's true. But once again, it depends where Illidan is. Once it's level 20, it doesn't make a difference, because he can just do it from anywhere.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see a global hunt, though.
I don't think so. It would be Nexus Blades, if I had to assume. Or, he has Bolt, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's very likely Bolt or Nexus. Yeah,
I would assume Nexus Blades due to the fact that He's not dying. He has yet to die. In fact, everyone on Na'Vi is yet to die. This Flame Strike may change that, though. The Flame Strike Ignite combo is pretty mental. For now, though, Na'Vi just heading down to that tribute. Illidan still off doing his own thing, grabbing the Watchtower. Gonna rejoin his team for now. Doesn't need to split push too much at the moment. Falstad flying down to join his team and get ready to fight over this tribute. They do not want to... They want to steal it. They want that curse.
Well, I don't really blame them. I mean,
Web Blast used on Johanna here. In comes the hunt directly onto the Malfurion. Falstad uses his Mighty Gust to try and disengage, but Illidan is onto Kael'thas. Kael'thas goes down. Flame Strike hits no one somehow. And Hasselhoff's throwing his damage in as much as possible. Stun locks are coming out here, there, and everywhere. Soke getting completely surrounded and locked up. And it's not very often you see a Johanna get stun locks, but that's exactly what just happened. The rest of Roccat in full retreat. Shrimpy has retreated back to that tribute and is going to grab it, bring his team up to 2. And the rest of Na'Vi going to move on to this mid-fort. Mid-keep, sorry.
Yeah, with 2 defenders down, it's a big opportunity here to use the power of Sylvanas to get the push in. This will be bottom gone, this will be mid gone. They might even be able to rotate top and just pick it off before next tribute.
Yeah, there's the HUD used onto Falstad. Falstad gets cleansed though, vaults his barrel rolls his way away. He's now going onto Infernal, takes a lot of damage. And Hasselhoff did take the static shield talent, so he was able to get quite a nice shield there from any extra harass damage that Sylvanas was trying to do to him.
So again, looking at the build, I would have preferred to see Updraft for the 30% and Giant Killer there at that level 13. He goes very well with Secret Weapon, with Hammer Time, which is the big focus of this build, looking at his level 16 talent. But the static shield just kind of feels really out of place on this one, because most of the time he's just been on the defensive.
Yeah, this is very true, and there's one thing I would like to point out, and that is, you know what we were talking about earlier with the ballsy moves coming from Falstad and Kael'thas? They are both on 0 stacks. So, yep. And have been
Gathering
the entire
power.
game, because they haven't got a single kill. And have both died, so even if they did, they would have just lost them.
Well, it has to understand, but I mean, yeah, the Kael'thas could have easily gone for the Gravity Lap.
Yeah, it is fair enough. Soccer pulls in. Shrimpy does take a little ignite, but gets shielded, gets healed, and he's fine. In comes the hunt onto Falstad. He gets insta-cleansed out of it. Mighty Gust disengages everyone. They try to turn to Illidan, but he takes Bolt level 20 and bolts himself away. Johanna is now trapped amongst the entirety of Na'Vi. Flame Strike lands on a lot of members. Johanna is able to get out thanks to her trait. That boss is aggroed, and Roccat just going to back away from it, let it unaggro. Sportbilly denied the trip for a second, but he gets caught out himself, gets stun locked, gets vulnerable, and somehow gets out. He is still alive. And Hasselhoff's doing a little bit of damage on the side. Kael'thas also turning around. JPL, though, has found Kael'thas and is trying to burst him down. Hasselhoff throws out his hammer, but it's not enough. Down goes Socket as well. And JPL is not done. Chasing onto Hasselhoff. The static shield is not enough. He tries to fly to freedom, but he does not have enough time. The hunt used on Malf. He cleanses himself, though, to keep himself alive. Down goes the last keep, and Na'Vi going to be moving on to the core. And will take a lead in this series 1-0.
Yeah, it's just a ridiculous kind of comp coming out of Natus and Vincere. I mean, you can't get through the Uther. Even if you do, it's Flash of Light. The self heals coming out from the Illidan, the second wind and stone form coming out for our the Mirrodin himself. And it's not a beetle build, if you notice. It was actually a little bit of beetles with level 4, but everything else was engage heavy for that Anubarak. So they went for the engages. They used the double tank and their survivability. There wasn't really a ton of damage ready to go for Team Roccat, so that was something. I haven't seen an unpredictable build like that in a while, but I gotta say, Na'Vi played it out flawlessly.
Yeah, that was 3 heroes taking the unexpected heroic, and there was one.
What, 12 kills, 0?
Yep, 12-0. There's one I'd definitely like to shout out. We saw 1 Pyroblast that entire game.
Yeah, way
and
too
that was
much
directly after him picking it, and it hit Illidan, did a third of his health, and then he instantly got healed back up. Did not work out in their favor at all. It's a counter to Illidan, but if you can't do it when there's a huge stun lock team and Pyroblast has a wind up, you're not going to get anything out of it. I really think that was a huge mistake, and he should have picked Phoenix.
They needed Sanctification, Kappa.
Yeah, yeah, they did. Needed to be 2-up.
All right, so game number 1 is going to be in the bag. Na'Vi solidifies their win here on Cursed Hollow. And game number 2, after a short break, will be coming at you live with 4 Jester and Tetra here for the EU Stormgrounds.